It's Lindsay Page here with Paw Prints Around Town, and we're here with our weekly Facebook Live group. I hope you all are having a great day and enjoying this gorgeous sunshine. I decided to do this one outside here in Takoma Park. I'm really close to the Takoma Park Dog Park, so if you're around, come say hi. And I just wanted to touch base with you all and share our weekly tips for training and all things related to dogs and cats and animal companions. So the question of the week is, how do I adopt a dog? How do I find a dog? What do I do? Where do I look? Where do I start? So there's so much involved in finding a dog, and a lot of people this time right now are looking for a dog, right? So how can we help you? Well, I have created a program called At First WAG, and it's a full package premier program that helps you find the dog that meets your needs perfectly, and as soon as that dog comes home, we're going to start training immediately. So to get us started, I'm just going to share with you some of the things that we do to look for the dog for you. First of all, and you can do this at home on your own with your whole family together, talk about what you want. So some people want a big dog, some people want a little dog, some people want a big furry dog, and some need a hypoallergenic dog, right? And I hear this from a lot of you guys that you need a hypoallergenic dog. They are out there. And let me just tell you, they're not all doodles. So for instance, our dog that we have is a wire-haired terrier mix, and she is hypoallergenic. She doesn't shed that much. She sheds as much as I do. So I think I maybe have more hair around the house than she does. And so there's other kinds of dogs out there that can help if you have allergies. Anyway, so to get started, I have 5 things that I want to share with you that can help you find the dog of your dreams, or cat. There's lots of cats that need homes too. We're going to talk about both today. You can, with the information I give you, can go for dogs, cats, rabbits, small mammals, any other kind of animal that you find in the shelter, or with rescue groups, or even if you wanted to purchase an animal. We want to make sure that you're purchasing an animal or adopting an animal that you have the time and the space to care for as best as you can. So I want to set you all up for success by giving you some tips. So the first thing that we want to talk about is, where do we look? And for us, we started by looking at some local rescue groups, and for my family, we found one that's fantastic called Partnership for Animal Welfare. I'm giving them a huge shout out today for many reasons. One, because we have the most wonderful dog that I could imagine. I don't remember what life was like before Jilly came into our home, and I know a lot of you feel that way about your own animal companions. So she's fantastic. She came from Paw, and we love them. Not only do we love them, Jilly and I both are celebrating birthdays this month of October, and so Jilly and I have decided that we are donating money to them to help future dogs and cats get the help they need. So I'm asking if you guys want to make a donation. I will match that donation for the whole month of October. So if you're making a donation in honor of my birthday or Jilly's birthday, we will match it. Paw Prints Around Town is matching all donations this month to Partnership for Animal Welfare. They're a fantastic local rescue group. They foster all the animals in homes, and they have great families who do that. So I wanted just to give them a quick shout out. I love you guys so much. The other thing I wanted to say is, a lot of people have already made donations in honor of our birthdays, and I want to thank you all individually for doing that. So thank you so much for thinking about us on our birthday month, and also really giving to this rescue group that does fantastic work around town. So that's the first thing I want to say. So there's plenty of other organizations that are fantastic that foster animals. There's the local shelters and the foster groups, and even if you're looking at some of the safer breeding groups, that if you want to get a puppy, there's lots of places where you can find the perfect animal companion for you guys. So you can start looking online, you can start looking different websites. I can post some on our Facebook group, so if you have your favorite, please post it here, either on this live group or also on our page. Like, let us know where your favorite foster dog came from. So let us know which groups you like and what makes them so special. I'd love to hear about other groups. So again, what I told you about our At First WAG, we offer a complete package to help you evaluate your needs and match you guys with the best dog you can. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, is like, how do we find that perfect dog, right? And so when you start looking on the websites and start talking with the shelters and the rescue groups, the best thing to do is find a dog that you think that would be great for your family and submit an application, and really get involved in that rescue group. There's many different ways that you can get involved in the rescue group or the shelters. For rescue groups, you can join their Facebook groups, you can join any of their social media and respond to when they post things about the dogs and cats they have available. Let them know that you're interested. If you can submit an application. Right now, applications are high. There's a high volume of applications everywhere. It seems like everyone around town wants to get their perfect animal to add to some love and joy into this troubling time that we're all in. But together we can get through it. So really you can get involved with the shelters. And if you're not quite ready to commit to adopting a dog, all of these rescue groups love having foster families. So it's really wonderful to open up your home to these groups, to the dogs and cats that need a home just temporarily while they're looking for the perfect forever home. And what's great about fostering is that you get a chance to try out different dogs and cats and see what you like and what works for you and what doesn't. And sometimes when you foster a dog, we call it a foster fail when you end up keeping the dog. And that happens too, because it's really exciting to have those animals come to your home and you don't want them to leave. So we love having that happen too. So those are some ways that you can get involved. So what happens once we find that dog? This is when the real work begins. Because we find a dog, we submit the application, and now it's time to meet the dog. Well, we need to start asking a lot of questions, because oftentimes the description on the website is not necessarily up to date. It might be inaccurate. It might not give the full picture. So when we go to meet that dog, we want to ask a lot of questions to the family that's fostering them and to the organization that's taking care of them and to the shelter. Let's ask. Let's just ask as many questions as we can. And what are those questions? Because sometimes we don't know what to ask. So what we want to do is ask questions like, one, we want to know how old the dog is. We want to know their health history. We want to know if they have a bite history. Have they ever bitten another animal or a person or a child? We want to know what that history is. So all of us come with a different skill set, right? So if we're not a trainer, a skilled trainer in dealing with aggression, we're most likely not going to be in line to get an animal that has a big history of that. We want to get a dog that has doesn't have any of those types of issues. If you're a family with small children, you want to make sure that the dog doesn't have any type of aggression issues at all. And you want to make sure that their health is up to date. Sometimes dogs, when they're in the shelters or in the rescue, or even puppies coming from breeders, it happens, they have some kind of a health issue that needs to be addressed immediately, whether it's a contagious disease or it could even be something like heartworm, which is like something that can be treated, but it needs to be treated in a way that keeps the dog safe. So those are all questions you want to ask. And you also want to know, like, let's say you already have a dog or you have a cat or you have small children. You want to make sure that that dog gets along with other dogs and cats and children. Let's say you live in an apartment building. So we want to ask questions about if a dog would be okay being left alone in an apartment if they can hear the neighbors. We don't want to have a dog that barks all day long if you're in an apartment building and they are constantly hearing other noises around the building. It's stress for the dog, and it's stress for your neighbors, it's stress for you. And what we're trying to do is set you up for success and reduce your fear, anxiety, and stress for you and for all of your animal companions. So those are some of the questions that I would ask when I go to meet the dog. And these are questions that we can ask by email, we can ask by phone, and we can ask in person. And the other thing about when you apply for a dog is that all of these rescue groups want to also make sure that it's the perfect fit. So if you get there and the dog doesn't get along with your dog, or it doesn't get along with your person, in the whole family, you're able to say, no, we'll try again for another one. What's great about submitting applications is that once you're in with a rescue group, they will, you'll have a better chance of getting the next one that comes along within that rescue group. So if you find a dog that you think is just perfect and you submit an application and then they get back to you and they say, yes, it would be perfect, but we had 40 other applications ahead of you, so we'll keep you in mind for the next time we have a dog like this. And so sometimes you can get in the back end of it and have more of a relationship. So what we're trying to do here is build relationships between us and the rescue groups. These rescue groups are working very hard. They are working day and night. They are transporting dogs from across the country, from across the state, from even across the world. So we want to ensure that they are doing as much as they can to get the dogs to us safely, and they're healthy, and so we want to, contribute to them however we can and help them out. So those are my tips for rescuing the dogs. And the last thing I want to say, along with the fact that, as I said, I have a program that if you are overwhelmed by the process, Paw Prints Around Town is here for you, and we will work with you every step of the way to work with you and the rescue groups and the shelters to find your perfect animal companion. So once you bring that dog home, no matter the age, no matter what's going on, no matter the temperament, it's really important to have some kind of a training system in place. So trainers like myself who are force-free, fear-free, rewards-based trainers are the way to go. There's a whole bunch of us out here locally, nationally, and internationally who care about treating your animals with the utmost respect and care. So we want to give them the opportunity to succeed in your home and on walks and everything we do. So I want to just put it out there that once you bring that dog home, then it's not over, like we need to get them on the right nutrition plan, and we need to get them training, and we need to get them out there walks, enjoying this beautiful day. If your dog likes the dog park, come on out to the Tacoma Park Dog Park or wherever your local dog park is, and be safe and healthy, and we will see you next week right here on Facebook to give you our next topic, which will help in continuing your education and love and bond with your dog. So thank you so much. Have a great week.